This meeting is now called to order. This is the regular June meeting of the Wyoming Board of Education. May I have a roll call, please? Mr. Broderick? Here. Mr. Thomas?
Here.
Mrs. Dollar? Here. Please join me with the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. No recognition of the public this evening, so we'll move on to the board committee reports. The finance committee.
We did not meet, we take the summer off, so no meeting.
Okay. Citizens advisory.
Again, no update for the CAC. Just a reminder for the CAC and the belonging, or for the Belonging and Inclusion Collaborative, there are applications. The application window is open until July 31st, I believe. So just a reminder that those are open throughout the month of July.
Are you getting some in?
Yes.
Good.
I've kind of tried to tell people when I've seen them out,
Yeah.
to think about either or.
Good volunteer opportunity
Yeah,
to find out. 2-year commitment, but
Right.
on the other hand, you find out a lot what's happening. All right, thank you. So that will be the belonging committee report as well, I suppose. And now we're at community engagement, which there are no school activities going on, so I assume there's nothing to add.
People spending time with families.
My husband attended a city meeting 2 days ago about Springfield Heights and renovations to that. That the city has about 50 people. They offered a number of different opportunities to upgrade the entrances at either end. They had a good turnout.
Did go on the 16th of June to the Juneteenth celebration, which would have been WCIA, and all but for the NC was a wonderful night. Such for the master of ceremony person was pretty good.
That was you.
It was very well done. I actually had an education focus and honored, I guess, Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
And then B-Rob, with the more just about that education stuff. So it was thank you.
Okay. All right, facilities committee.
Work of the facilities committee continued throughout the month of June. So just a few updates, highlights. We did create a request for proposals, and we could distribute that on June 2nd. Bless you. So those went out on June 20th. They were due. We did have 5 proposals that were submitted, which is great. Our facilities team did meet to review each one of those proposals. We looked at the RFP, the categories from the RFP, and reviewed each one of those. We did identify 3 firms that we are following up with. And so we scheduled meetings for in the next week and a half to follow up with those 3 different firms again. And the hope is that we would identify one of those firms to move forward with us and partner with us on continuing our work to identify the best plan for the future of our primary facilities. Again, to support student learning now and way in the future.
Sounds great.
Yes.
Please go back to community engagement related facilities too, but that we've had great feedback and interest in being connected to the Cowboy Club. And
Oh, good.
Oh, great.
So do you think that's all related to the postcard or?
So we were getting a lot more interest even before the postcards went out, but then you could definitely see the uptake again when the postcard was showing up in homes, and it shows up over several days. Everybody doesn't get it at the same time. So then you know, like, so I've been able to see in my inbox, when people are getting the next batch that go out. So there's been a lot of interest.
Oh,
I
good.
thought the postcard was great because it kind of explained what a club is, like just to receive information, basically.
Right.
So, yeah, that's great.
Okay, that's very good.
And there's always opportunities for people to get connected to that. So just send your email address to info@wyomingschools.org.
Great. All right, good.
Info at Wyoming City Schools.
Cityschools.org.
Cityschools.org.
Yeah.
Planning and goal setting, we really, you have been doing a lot with your BLTs, but not necessarily at the board level just yet.
Right, so, following the June planning meeting, we did have a building leadership team retreat. And so that's where each building leadership team works together to, establish the goals for the upcoming school year. And they really spend time working on the professional development plans for the upcoming school year. So as we enter into August and September, we'll be hearing from our building administrators and they'll be sharing those goals. As we start the school year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Policy review, nothing, yeah.
Correct.
And student achievement has not met.
Correct.
So we are up to the treasure.
Thanks, Jeannie. Item A is approval of the minutes from the regular meeting on May 22nd, the special meeting on May 25th, and the planning meeting of June 13th. Item B is approval of the statement of revenues and expenditures for the month ending May 31st. Item C is to accept with appreciation the list of donations. Item D is final appropriations for fiscal year 23, as we are ready to close out the fiscal year, hard to believe, tomorrow, June 30th. Item E is temporary appropriations that allow us to start fiscal year 24, allow us to run our July and August payrolls, office benefits, and start to order materials and supplies for the 24 school year with temporary appropriations. Item F is the annual resolution requesting the county auditor to make advance payments of taxes. This helps us with our cash flow. Without this resolution, we have to wait for final settlement, which doesn't come until late August, early September, so this helps us with cash flow. Item G is approval of advances to federal funds. These are June 30th cash entries that are federal funds in accordance with Ohio Auditor of State Regulation. You can't close a federal fund on June 30th in negative cash. And so we've requested cash for these federal funds, and unless it comes tomorrow on June 30th, which I don't think that it will, just the ESSER funds, because of the volume across the state, they were later in payment than, we received all of the other federal funds, just not the ESSER funds.
Right.
So we'll advance those, make a cash entry on June 30th. You'll see at the July board meeting, a recommendation from me to advance the funds back to the general fund to make the general fund whole. So it's really just a end of year cash balance entry.
And I appreciated your explanation that we have to spend the money first, then we can go to the ESSER account and say, please reimburse. So-
All of the federal funds work like that year round. And so it's only really an issue at June 30th, just because of the timing.
Okay.
At the timing of submitting the request for
All
cash.
right, that's good to know.
And item H is approval of the report.
All right, we have a motion to approve.
Move.
Second? Second. Roll call.
Mr. Thomas? Mrs. Aller?
Yes,
Mrs. Roger?
Yes.
Thank you.
and certainly thank you to the JWC and the school foundation. Superintendent?
Okay, thank you. The first item, is related to personnel. We have quite a few, personnel recommendations for your approval. And so as I go through those, I'll just share a quick update on each one. Number one, is in regards to new personnel, that we're recommending. And so these are, folks that were excited about joining us for the upcoming school year. Natalie Anderson has been recommended for a middle school math position. Graduate of Xavier University. Just a few highlights on each of these individuals. She has spent 2 years in middle school teaching. In our meeting, Natalie highlighted the use of data and identifying student strengths, weaknesses, and her ability to differentiate instruction as a highlight of her work, which is great. Anna Aronson, third grade at Hilltop, Miami University graduate. She has a pre-K through 5 license and also a TESOL license. TESOL is teaching English to speakers of other languages, and also minored in special education. So really has a great idea of the depth of student needs. Student teaching experience in Talawanda, also spent time as an English language tutor. Alexander Frage is kindergarten in Hilltop, a graduate of Dayton, University of Dayton. She has a dual license, pre-K 5 license, and also early childhood intervention specialist license. Again, can identify students across great diverse needs. Student teaching experience at Kettering. She's been volunteering as a reading intervention assistant at Muir Elementary School. Lucas Osterberg, high school counselor. Lucas has 8 years of experience as a chemistry teacher and now as a school counselor. Just a really interesting background. Great experience with academic research and actually has several academic publications within the field of science.
His title, I did not
Right,
understand.
I'll have to get some private lessons on
When I
the
read his
content of that
resume,
material.
oh my
too.
goodness.
Yes, yeah, it's.
A lot of DNA sequencing.
Yeah, it's fascinating, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, and in conversations with him, he is very excited to live and work within the Wyoming community. And then Chris Walters, will be high school and middle school art teacher. He comes to us with 5 years of experience as an art teacher, has experience with elementary, middle, and high school students. And, really throughout the conversation, he spoke of his desire to just inspire students through art, which we know is just a phenomenal thing, especially here in our district.
Which
So,
is our whole
Yeah.
plan with educating the whole child.
that's right, that's right. So, yeah, so those individuals super excited about joining our team. Number 2, personnel changes. This would be moving Lisa Knox from a Fab Lab aide position to a long-term sub within the Cowboy Bell timeframe. That was a plan that was utilized this year. We're looking to do that for 1 more year as we continue to review the middle school schedule. So with those changes in that schedule, that would move that back to a consistent timeframe of being as a Fab Lab aide. Number 3 is to approve unpaid leave for this individual staff member. Number 4, library transition work. This is work that happened in May, where one of our new library aides was able to spend some time with the primary staff and just understanding what the closing of the school year looks like. Because we knew that she would be experiencing that in the upcoming year. Number 5 is related to the athletic supplemental contracts for approval. Number 6 is payment for support that is provided to the OHSA tournament, and specifically through those workers on the agenda, and that was for softball and for baseball. Number 7, primary summer ELA textbook work. These are for new teachers to receive professional development. We've already approved the other primary teachers to receive that same professional development. Number 8, similar to that, middle school summer math differentiation work, that's professional development, and that middle school math teachers have already been approved for. Number 9, summer media center work. This will be professional development that our primary media aides receive over the summer through their work with our media specialist, Linda Adams. He's the media specialist at the middle school. So we're continuing to develop that team. Number 10, student teacher mentor stipend. This is a recommendation for Adam Beard to be paid for his work as a cooperating teacher. Universities provide us the funds to provide these teachers for their work as cooperating teachers. Number 11 is for curriculum work for this individual who will be moving into an 8th grade English language arts position in the upcoming year for part of their time. And so it's providing some of that planning work to be prepared for that transition. Number 12, evaluation committee work. So these individuals are part of that evaluation committee and supporting teachers throughout the evaluation process. Number 13, early entrance meeting. These individuals on the agenda work with the family to go through the process of early entrance for one of our incoming students. Number 14, language essentials of teachers of reading and spelling work. This is professional development that these 2 staff members started last year. It's a 2-year commitment for this professional development opportunity. Number 15, counselor and building planning. This is work that these counselors have done beyond the normal schedule of their work calendar schedule. Number 16, middle school scheduling work. This is work that was done with Hamilton County Cooperative, and it's utilizing the electronic schedule database. So it's learning how to use that and using that to build the schedule of the middle school.
Okay.
Summer science and technology camp, 2 additional coaches that worked at that camp. Again, great experience for students. That camp just seems to grow and grow and grow. Number 18, CPI curriculum work correction. These individuals participated in CPI training and part of the work to develop that training. It was originally listed as a per diem payment, and then this is correcting that to make that an hourly rate for payment.
Okay.
Okay, And so shifting gears a little bit, item B is recommendation to approve an addendum to the license agreement that we have regarding the municipal lot, is what we call that, the lot connected to the high school, and that's with the city of Wyoming. It has been 6,000 in recent years. That's moving up to 8,000 just for the cost of maintaining the parking lot. Item C, an annual service agreement between Best Point and Wyoming City Schools, and this is an agreement connected to the Best Point therapists and their support of our students, and that is work that happens at each one of our dwelling units. And then item D, agreement with Applied Behavioral Services for Educational Services. You might know them as ABS, and so this is for specific behavioral support for students that have that need identified in their IEP.
Okay.
Report.
All right, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report? May I have a second? May I have a roll call?
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mrs. Dollar?
Yes.
Mrs. Broderick?
Yes.
All right, superintendent's update.
Hope everyone has having a great summer. And we hope, you can see on this agenda, there's a lot happening. And many of these items are connected to the professional learning that is occurring throughout the summer. It's not a quiet place. There are student activities happening. There are staff members who are meeting with teams, with individuals. They're participating in their professional development, all in the efforts to be prepared and ready to go for day one to make next year better than it's ever been. And so just my appreciation to our staff for doing the things that happen over the summer when people, don't really realize how busy it is. But it's all in the efforts to do the best that we can for kids. And so we're excited about the start of the school year, but people need to take time and relax and rejuvenate and come back ready to go.
Rather than adjourn, I would like a motion to move to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of public employees. I'll second. Roll call.
Mrs. Dollar?
Yes.
Mrs. Broderick?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
All right, thank you.